Good morning. Back with another truck video. This one's the AMT Wrecker truck, or Peterbilt Wrecker. And this is a very old model. This is, I probably built this when I was like in my 20s, maybe middle 20s. And when I kind of just learned how to paint on there. But the trouble with this truck is it never looked anything like the box, or at least to me on there. It's just too short and whatnot, and it's all in the bed is one of the problems on this truck. But we'll just kind of go around and show it to you. I made the winter front and the bug screen for it. Put aluminum wheels on it out of the Freightliner, thinking at the time that the bigger wheels would fill up the fenders and make it look longer. Well, actually, it makes it just the opposite happen. It looks even shorter yet. So the original wheels that came with the kit would have actually been better. But back then, this is when I was learning to build models, and I didn't do the modification. I didn't know how to do the modifications that I do today. But anyway, we'll just kind of go around on here, and then I'll show you what's wrong with it. And then you can kind of see the bed. It's in a case, the same case as the fire truck video I just did. And it's tied down too. It did survive most of all my moves. The only thing that's ever happened to either one of these is the couple of the lights got broke off. But that's why I tie them down. And I don't know if you get a shot of the mud flaps on the back a little bit. And then you come up here and just kind of see that. One thing about this truck, it is fully plumbed. And there's no hinges on this hood on this truck on there. And surprisingly, that hood has never fallen off being loose like that. But that's just button thread. I didn't use any tubing because I thought the thread at the time looked better. You kind of get a close-up shot at it. And all the brake lines go to the back, but you can't see it being as close up as it is. And then some states do allow wreckers, even back then, to run red and blue lights on there. And then come back here, we'll see if we can get a shot of the interior, if it'll focus. Yeah, somewhat. But anyway, and it's got a nice paint job. I had learned how to paint on there, but now problems with the bed. One, it's way too short, obviously, and then it's also way too wide on there. And I narrowed this. This is probably, I think, number 7 of these kits that I build. And just to show you how old this truck is, this came in it's same pictures it has today, but it came in a blue and white box rather than the red and white, like the one that's out now. And anyway, for me anyway, it just never looked anything like the box. That box is like a long raked, stretched out truck, and this is way too short. And I found out later that it's all in the bed on there. This bed out of the kit is wider than even a sleeper on there. It's a 1/2 inch wider than a sleeper. So what I did on this one is I narrowed it down 1/4 inch on each side, and it's exactly the width of a sleeper truck, which helped somewhat on there. It helped make it look more like it should look on there, but it's still not right. It's, like I said, too short. The boom isn't the right size tubing. It's too little on there. And back in the day, I mean, the towing apparatus, that's right. That's how they towed trucks, was off the cables and stuff. Not like they do today with an underreach, which is a whole lot safer and easier to work with. But I added the chains on there, and the light bar on the roof on there. It's also named the Outlaw. You can see that on there. What I do have, one is coming up on a channel here in a few weeks here, is my version of this truck. And then I can show you like the difference of what I thought should be done to it, and with some of the modifications that I do on these models today. And that's what I wanted you guys to see, is where I came from with these model building. Because I've been doing this since I was 8 years old. That's when I built my first kit. And I'm in my 60s now, and I just still kept doing this. I just have a love for trucks. But I've learned a lot. I mean, it takes years to learn how to do this stuff, and the issues with the trucks and all of that. There. So anyway, that's the AMT Wrecker. and let me all know what you think. Like I said, it's the best I can do with what I had to work with and my skills that I had at the time. And then we'll do a video on the one that's my version of this truck, and you guys can see the difference. So anyway, take care, and we'll talk to you another day. Thanks.